Hello, my name is Joanne Sanders and I am the hiring manager for the Utility Services Group. As you know, you're here because you have applied for the Utility Services Manager position. I am going to ask you 8 questions to which you will answer to the best of your ability. At the end of the interview, I will give you an opportunity to ask any questions. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, first, can you tell me what the consent decree is as it relates to WSSC?
Sure. The consent decree, as I perceive it as it relates to WSSC, is a federally binding document or an agreement that was entered in with the Washington Suburban Sanitary Commission and the federal government. Basically, to sum it up, this agreement states that we are to CCTV inspect a certain amount of miles of pipeline within a fiscal year. We are to conduct preventative maintenance on a certain miles of pipe within a fiscal year. We are to rehab a certain amount of miles of pipe within a fiscal year, and we are to respond to sanitary sewer overflows within a allotted amount of time, along with report each SSO within a allotted amount of time. If failing to do so, we are subject to the penalties.
Okay. Can you tell me about a time you had to deal with a crisis? What was your role and what did you do?
Sure. Well, first thing that comes to mind is the crisis of a rat in a toilet in a customer's residence on Western Avenue in Bethesda. So basically what took place was I had a customer who called me up, stated to me that she found a rat in her toilet, a dead rat in her toilet. She was completely freaked out, did not know what to do, did not know where to turn. So I reassured her. First, I stated that I couldn't imagine what she was going through, and I reassured her that I was going to take every necessary step to come up with some type of resolution to ensure that this would not happen again. At the very least, try to figure out exactly where this problem was coming from if it was something that I could not fix for her. So the first step that I did was I instructed my crew to conduct a smoke test, which is the first test in many tests to try to figure out where the infiltration is coming from, whether it be on property or off property. During this whole process, I stayed in contact with the homeowner. I explained to her when we would be notifying, when we would be out there, and who would be out there. So we conducted the smoke test. We found that the problem was definitely on WSSC's side, but it necessarily did not pertain to my department. So from that point forward, I also then again recontacted this homeowner, explained to her where we were in the process, also explained to her what my next steps were. In doing that, my next steps were to contact a colleague from another department and explain to him exactly what took place and what we found. From that point forward, I explained to the homeowner, once I contacted her again, that this has been turned over to this department, this is the point of contact, and these are the steps that they should be taking. From that point forward, it no longer became a personal issue of mine, but I did also stay in contact throughout the whole process to ensure that every possible solution was taken.
Okay. What experience do you have with managing budgets?
My current roles and responsibilities as it relates to budgeting, I am responsible for all the training budget for my group, the awards and celebrations budgeting for my group, along with travel budgets and any other type of resources as far as CCTV trucks, jet trucks, and things of that nature.
Okay. Can you tell me about some positive impacts you have made in your last or your current position?
Sure. One major positive impact that I feel that I have made, because again, positive impacts are a matter of perception. But again, a positive impact that I felt that I made was just recently I was placed on a steering committee or a procurement committee to come up with a way to standardize and implement new policies as it relates to the vehicles of WSSC. So at that time, I was made a lead, and in my lead role, I developed a form that we were going to use that is currently now in place. Before that, it wasn't, which is basically a form that puts the power in the end users to describe what type of vehicle or resource they need to be able to conduct their day-to-day tasks. So from that point forward, they describe what they need, it goes to the chain of command, and it gets approved, and they get exactly what they need. It eliminates any of the I didn't get what I want type situations. They have the power to describe what they want, they get what they want based upon the actual need, and everybody's satisfied. I felt it was a win-win situation. It was very innovative, it was never used in WSSC, and now it is used throughout the entire organization.
Okay. Well, what kind of experience do you have with managing projects?
Well, currently right now I am a PMP. I have a project management professional credential through the PMI Institute. I am also responsible for managing 2,500 miles of sewer infrastructure. So each one of those tasks is a project in itself, because as you know, when it comes to managing any type of a project, such as a sewer infrastructure, the scope of it changes consistently. You're constantly dealing with scope creep, or change orders, or anything of that nature. So when it comes to managing projects, I feel that I have extensive experience managing projects, considering that I am managing about 1,500 different projects in a monthly basis.
Very well. What kind of experience do you have leading a team?
Kind of experience I have leading a team. Well, let's see. Well, currently in my current position, I lead a team of 26 direct reports. And as you know, the industry standard that shows that you lead 12. But in my current position, I have 26, which to me is not a problem whatsoever. I enjoy the challenge of leading 26 people. When it comes to leading people, I also feel that you're coaching, developing, and grooming these people. So I take it very, very important to me. I take it personally when it comes to leading. Your team is only as good as their leader. So if you cannot get the buy-in of your team, then your team will not go in for battle and you look like a fool. So when it comes to leading, I think I have great experience with leading people, because currently right now my group, which we have two groups, Montgomery and Prince George's County, and I do not want to brag, but my group currently has set new limits and standards when it comes to the wastewater infrastructure within WSSC.
Okay. What skills would you bring to the utility services group?
First of all, I would bring leadership skills. I would bring extensive knowledge of water and sewer infrastructure, since I have experience in both sides of the industry. I would also bring procurement skills, because I am currently on this procurement committee, which involves bidding and negotiations and things of that nature. I would also bring technical skills. I'm very technical savvy. I understand all the different applications and softwares that is currently used by WSC, along with other industries, because I am currently benchmarking under other municipalities and organizations within our industry. I would bring a very, let's say, what's the word I want to use? Aggressive, but not overly aggressive personality. I see what I want, I get done what is necessary, but I also do it in a very tactful and respectful and political manner.
Okay, is there anything else that you would like to tell me about yourself that you did not disclose during the interview?
Well, basically to sum it all up, first I want to start by saying I appreciate the opportunity that you have given me here to even apply for this position and interview for this position. Whether or not I get this or not, this has been a great experience. But, I do not like using that word. But I must say, again, I would like to reiterate, what I would bring to this position is a person who is very hungry, who understands how to lead people, who understands how to groom people, who understands how to develop people, who understands how to manage projects, how to stay within a time budget or a cost budget. Most of my projects come in under cost and also ahead of schedule. So I bring a lot of knowledge, a lot of skills, a lot of personality. I'm a people person. I love to network and just feel other people out. So I think with the skills, I believe with the skill sets that I have, I would be a great fit for this position. But again, I would like to thank you for the opportunity to interview.
Okay, well, it was a pleasure having you. Did you have any additional questions?
No, ma'am. I think you have answered any question that might have came up during this interview process. I look forward to hearing from you, and hopefully I'll be looking forward to working with you as well.
Okay, well, it was a pleasure meeting you.
Likewise.